Hello, everybody, and welcome to Men of Liberty. I'm your host, Sam, and today I will be discussing the process that I went through starting out as a far left-leaning liberal to a more right-leaning libertarian. And the process, from the start to kind of where I am now, and the things that influenced my life along the way. Mike and Noah are not here today, so I will be doing this solo. And I thought it was a good idea to kind of give you a history on why I have the views that I have now, and maybe some of the things that influenced that growing up. And so, yeah, we're just going to kind of chop away at that. I first started paying attention to politics in high school. I think was when I became kind of aware of it being an issue and it affecting everybody's life. So I started to pay attention and listen, and that the status quo there was pretty much just left-leaning, students. Everyone was left-leaning, pretty much. And I wanted to just go with the status quo. I just wanted to fit in with a group, have friends, have fun, and I wasn't really worried about morals or things that mattered to me personally. It was more just I want to be cool, I want to have friends, and I want to be accepted. So I went with the status quo. I was, very anti-police. You can't trust the police, they're racist. The decisions they make are race-based. There was a lot of that. And, yeah, the school itself that I went to, the high school, you could definitely tell that majority of the teachers were also left-leaning, so there was a lot of pressure on you. If you stood out, you would be poked at. I do remember some students that did stand out, and they got messed with a little bit. So I just wanted to go with the status quo and just try to fit in, and that's how I did things. That's the way I rolled. I was always just trying to be accepted. I think I pretty much stuck with that mindset and that way of living maybe a year or so past high school. And it wasn't until my mind started to switch, or maybe started to question the validity of the left and the actual good that those ideas have or that do. It was I'd say maybe a year or two after high school, okay, and I had just beaten a false rape charge right out of high school. Somebody accused me of rape, and it was just drug out for this long period of time, and the prosecutor eventually just said, we have to drop this because it's total BS. And they dropped it. That was an extremely difficult time in my life, being accused of something I didn't do. And it was shocking how much pull, how much power one person has over your life, even if it's a lie. And that kind of shocked me into, I think, a more conscious way of thinking. And it was a very taxing time. So the process between that, I was taking martial arts. I was doing Shaolin Kung Fu under Grandmaster Mollica at Master Mollica's Hui Kung Fu and Tai Chi. And I learned a lot there that helped me through that as well. I was also boxing. I was boxing under Coach Rob Pilger's Old School Boxing Academy. Great boxing school. It really helped build character. And I was also training with one of my first teachers in martial arts. He was here for critical race theory, Juan Gabriel. And he's taught me so much throughout my life. I'm very, very grateful. But Grandmaster Mollica, wow. In the most trying times of that case, he was there for me, giving advice, making sure I stayed focused on the kung fu and learning the forms and becoming good with the techniques. And he really helped keep me centered, for majority of that case, and I'm very grateful to him and his time. It was interesting enough. I was actually trying to get a boxing match put together to fight because I was so lost. The only place I could turn to was the ring, and it was fighting and it was sparring, and and it was training nonstop. There's no time where I wasn't training. I was always training. I would work, train, sleep, wake up, train, work, train, and I loved it. Loved every bit of it. It was what kept me from getting into any trouble, and kept me even keeled. And I'm grateful to everyone that helped me with that. But Grandmaster Mollica, we'll pull up a little something here. Yeah, Grandmaster Mollica's Hui Kung Fu and Tai Chi. I definitely recommend him if you want to learn the traditional style of Kung Fu and traditional martial arts. He is not only a fantastic martial artist, he's a good person. He has helped guide me through many, many trials and tribulations. He's helped me with my side kick, which is probably one of my better kicks, and the front heel thrust, which I like to use while sparring a lot, and even shin bone kick, which I enjoy. He's got a great resume here. Yeah, he's retired ISCA full contact national champion from 1985. U.S. Sancho team advisor in Italy in 1997. That's when I was born. U.S. Shuaijiao team advisor in France in 1998. Yeah, he's got an impeccable resume. Really proud to have him as a teacher. He was a bodyguard once, I believe, as well. He was a bodyguard, and yeah, Grandmaster Mollica is really, really awesome. This is his website, and I'll have the link in the description if you want to check it out, yourself. It's a great program here, and my internet's stalling, no worries. Yeah, no, this is it's great. I just want to kind of give credit where it's due here, and there's a kind of more recent picture of Grandmaster right there. He's got a lot of wisdom. He's seen a lot. He's done a lot. I'm definitely, grateful to have had him in my life. So there's kind of a kind of giving credit where it's due. So Grandmaster, thank you for helping being a guiding light in some of the most difficult times in my life. Without that, I don't know what I would be doing. So I am very grateful to Grandmaster Mollica of Hui Kung Fu and Tai Chi. By the way, Hui means to unite the family, basically unite the families and the styles, because there are different people who branched off with the same styles, and yeah, I just thought that was important to mention. But yeah, so Kung Fu and Shuaijiao and martial arts really helped keep me centered when I was accused of raping somebody, which it really threw me off. But yeah, so there was Grandmaster Mollica, there was Jaun. Me and him would spar, we train in forms, and he was always giving me life advice. He was always there, still is. And then there was boxing. And it was interesting because boxing, I was really good at, so in martial arts, I was really good at forms. I was terrible at sparring. I really was. I was terrible. I was stiff. I get hit constantly. I didn't move around enough. And it showed, and it made me extremely vulnerable. So when I started boxing, they helped fix that. So they made me jump rope, work on my footwork, and there was nonstop sparring. And sparring in boxing, I think, really helped put into perspective more than just the sport itself. I think it kind of, when you get hit and you have to think through it and keep your composure, it kind of gives you this perspective, right? That's different than just the ordinary person who's walking around. You really have to think deep and stay calm and keep moving and breathe and, not freak out. And that really helped me in those times of trouble, And my coach Rob, who's just this really, he's one badass dude. He really helped, I think, guide me more towards my conservative view as well. He was always going. He's a businessman. He's a coach. He's an athlete. He would constantly encourage me as well, because he knew what was going on, and he was like, "This is just, another weapon that the left has, or that they use." And he was trying to encourage me to stay open-minded and not to give up hope. And I took what he said to heart there. This was another tactic that they use, the whole Me Too mindset, guilty before proven guilty type mindset, and it hit me a little bit, like, am I on the right side here? I might need to switch, because the side I'm on is really sketchy. And so it was through that, and Coach Rob, maybe make sure I shout him out as well. Coach Rob here. And this is Pilger's. It's in Grandview Heights, if you want to know. And Coach Rob. There's Manny Pacquiao holding the gym shirt there. Pretty awesome. Then you have Coach Freddie Roach, man. So yeah, it's in Grandview off Goodale Boulevard. Really great gym. I love it there. I teach there now, actually. I teach the kids' boxing class. And I like teaching kids. It's fun. Like, it's important that the younger generation gets good discipline and pushed in the right direction. So I enjoy teaching. I'm currently actually still training under Grandmaster Mollica, and I have a brown sash. So about 2 more sashes to go before black. But I enjoy it, and I plan to fight in April in the San show, which is like kickboxing. But they have throws, so that'll be fun. I'll enjoy that. But yeah, it was through these 3 people in my life that influenced me to kind of change perspective and to be open-minded, and that was Grandmaster Mollica, Coach Rob, and Sensei Jaun. They 3 together helped, I think, push me or guide me towards being more open-minded to the fact that the left, or the side that I was leaning on, wasn't so hot, right? And they led by example. I watched the way they lived their lives versus the way other people live their lives that claim to be on the opposite side, right? Leftists, people who are radical in that way. And the productivity, the enjoyment of being around that person even, was higher. You got more out of it in life. And it just shocked me. It was like, wow. These are good people. These are real men, because we need real men, And you're gonna find some serious real men in any kind of fighting styles. Hopefully, from what I've experienced, that's what I found. So just seeing that and having them help guide me towards that, I think, is what has set my mindset now. Because that's what's helped guide me, is them. They helped me. They helped me get to where I am. And I'm grateful to them, all 3 of them. And definitely will continue to grow in that. I used to be really pretty good at boxing. I would spar probably about 5 or 6 times a day. And I could take a beating and I could give a beating. And I enjoyed it a lot. I'm not as good now, but I'll get back into it full-fledged. It's just amazing what people can do to influence your life. They were there to guide me. They were there to show me the right way. But they didn't do it by trying to plant ideas in my head, right? They didn't force anything in there. It was all led by example, how they live their lives day to day. Pay attention. Pay attention to those things, because that's what's going to tell you everything you need to know. And over time, you'll see true character in whoever it is that you're watching. Trust me, just pay attention and you'll see. So yeah, that's just the rundown I wanted to give you today on some of all that, and it was what the build-up was between that beginning mindset and what it was influenced by, and then kind of my mindset now, what built up towards that. Again, it was those 3 people that helped guide me, in the direction that I am in now, and I will continue to go in this direction and hopefully be productive. So yeah, I'll keep you guys up to date on the fight coming up in April. Hopefully it doesn't get canceled because of COVID. I doubt it, because we all know it's coming to an end. Woo! Yeah, so next week, Monday maybe, I should have a segment on the follow-up politics. Until then, I have both links in the description if you want to check out people here in the Columbus area. If you want to check out boxing or kung fu, these are the two, I think, best places to go. This is all just my opinion and from personal experience. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow. God bless. Stay safe. Adios.